Hey guys, this is 7-4 part 2. For whatever reason, my camera had some technical difficulties right in the middle of problem 2. So we're going to pick up where we left off. We had just solved this problem and gotten 4/64ths, if you can see that, as our answer. And I know that I can reduce that. So I'm going to go ahead and reduce that to a simpler form. And I'm going to divide each of those numbers by 4. So 4 divided by 4 equals 1, and 64 divided by 4 would equal 16, which leaves me with 1/16. So my answer to this problem is 1/16. But then they want me to check my work. So I'm going to start with my answer, plugging it back in. I have 1/16. I'm going to do the opposite of what they asked me to do first. So instead of dividing by 4, I'm going to multiply by 4. Okay, and when I work that out, I can again imagine there's that 1 under here and multiply straight across. 1 times 4 is 4. 16 times 1 is 16. And I know what you're thinking, this is 4/16 and this is 1/4. They don't match, I did something wrong. You can reduce this. 4 divided by 4 is 1, and 16 divided by 4 is 4. So you do get 1/4 and 1/4. So you know that you did your math correctly. Okay. Let's look at number 3. 1/2 divided by 5. So again, I'm going to take my 5 and I'm going to trade it for fraction pieces instead of a whole number. And I'm going to cut my 5 items into halves. So if I had, I'll do circles this time. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So there's 5 whole circles, but I'm going to divide them into halves. Okay. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Now instead of 5 whole things, I have 10 halves. We traded it for 10 halves. So my new problem is 1/2 divided by 10 halves. I'm really doing the same problem, I just renamed this as a fraction. Okay, if I were to reduce that, 10 divided by 2, it would get 5. So these are really the same problems. Okay, then we can do keep, flip, change. So keep, flip the second, change it to multiplication, and multiply straight across. 1 times 2 is 2. 2 times 10 is 20. And I know that I can reduce this. 2 divided by 2 is 1. 20 divided by 2 is 10. Now it's in its simplest form. So I'm going to say my answer is 1/10. And then we'll check our work by taking our answer, putting it back into the problem, do the opposite. So instead of divide by 5, we multiply by 5. Okay, and again, there's that imaginary 1 there. 1 times 5 is 5. 10 times 1 is 10. And I know that 5/10 is the same as 1/2. 1/2, 1/2, that's what I started with. I've done my work correctly. Okay. All right, I want you to try number 4 on your own. Just keep in mind that you're taking 4 whole things and you're dividing them up into fourths. So circles, rectangles, whatever you want to draw, take your 4 whole things and then divide them into fourths and count up all of your fourths. Okay? Then you'll plug that back into your problem. So you'll have a fraction divided by a fraction. You can do keep, change, flip, and solve it. Okay? If you need to pause the video here and take a minute to work that out, you can. I am going to go on to the next page, which for virtual students, this is your next part of your Go Formative. Okay, we've got some story problems. Fraction division problems. It says Chase is packing flour into half-pound bags, and he has 8 pounds of flour. So how many bags can he pack? They want us to write a number model find our answer, and then check our work. Okay, so I have, let's think objects and shares. I have 8 pounds of flour, so I'm going to start with that. And it says he's packing them into half-pound bags. So I'm taking this whole 8 pounds that he has, and he's dividing it up into half-pound bags. So I know I'm doing a division problem. And he's dividing it into half-pound bags. Now when we do a number model, we typically will choose a letter for the unknown. So I'm going to choose the letter B. So here's my number model. 8 divided by 1/2 equals B. So now I have to solve this problem. Okay, so I'm going to keep, flip, change. I know that 8 is the same thing as 8 over 1. There's that imaginary 1 under there. I flip the second one. Now the 2's on top. Change it to multiplication and multiply straight across. 8 times 2 is 16. 1 times 1 is 1. So how many bags can Chase pack? He can pack 16 bags. Then I use that 16 and I plug it back into my problem to check my work. So I have 16. I'm going to multiply instead of divide. 16 half-pound bags. 16 times 1 is 16. That imaginary 1 is down here. 1 times 2 is 2. And when you reduce that, 16 divided by 2 is 8, which is what I started with, 8 pounds of flour. So I know I've done my work correctly. Let's check out this problem about Regina. Regina has 1/4 of a watermelon. If she and 2 friends share it equally, what portion of the watermelon will each person get? Okay, well, I have 1/4 of it, and I have she and 2 friends. So that's counting Regina and 2 more people, so a total of 3 people are going to share this watermelon. But they don't have a whole watermelon, they only have 1/4 of a watermelon. So she has 1/4 of a watermelon, and 3 people are sharing it. Share means we're dividing it up, so we each get some. So it's division. 3 people. And it's a number model, so let's pick M for our letter. Okay. Now we have to solve. Keep. Flip. If it's a whole number, remember there's an invisible 1. So now the 1's on top. Change it to multiplication and multiply straight across. 1 times 1 is 1. 4 times 3 is 12. So each person is going to get 1/12 of the watermelon. But of course we have to check our work. So we plug that 1/12 back in. We multiply instead of divide. And we should get 1/4. 1 times 3 is 3. Remember there's an imaginary 1 down here. 12 times 1 is 12. Now you're thinking, oh, 3/12, 1/4, not the same. I've done something wrong. But you have to ask yourself, can I reduce this? Yes, I can. 3 divided by 3 is 1, and 12 divided by 3 is 4. 1/4 is what I started with in my number model. I've done it correctly. Okay. All right, now that you have a couple examples, I want you to try number 3 and 4 on your own. Just remember to pick out the information that you need. These are all division problems. And when you check, you're doing the opposite. So take your answer and multiply by whatever they told you to divide by originally. So here I was dividing by 1/2. Now I'm taking my answer and multiplying by 1/2. Here I was dividing by 3. I'm taking my answer and I'm multiplying by 3. The answer you get at the end of your check should be the same as what you started with in your number model. So try number 3 and 4 on your own. And then for problems 5 and 6, you're writing your own number story. So you have 3 things that you are dividing into fourths. And here you have a third of something that you are dividing with maybe 4 people. So here you have 3 objects that you're dividing into fourths. And here you have a third of 1 object that you're dividing between 4 different people or things. So you'll write your own number story and give the solution for it.